صل على سيدنا محمد النبي الأمي وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم.
الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد وأصحابه وبارك وسلم. صلاة والسلام عليك يا رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم. All praises are due to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Choices of blessings, durood and salams we convey upon our Nabi Hazrat Sayyidina Muhammad Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Respected elders and friends, we welcome you tonight once again for the 10th night, Laylatul Ashura. And for the last 9 nights, alhamdulillah, we have been having a series of topics by different speakers. And alhamdulillah, there was a chain of topics that was discussed, different topics, and has led us to this particular night, the night of Laylatul Ashura. And inshallah, tonight we commemorate this night being a blessed sacred night, tomorrow being a great day, Yom Ashura. So without much further ado, my brothers and friends, respected elders, we will commence this evening's program. I'd like to call upon Hafiz Yusuf Saib to please come forward, inshallah, and he will render passage from Quran.
السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. فاذكروني أذكركم واشكروا لي ولا تكفرون. يا أيها الذين آمنوا استعينوا بالصبر والصلاة إن الله مع الصابرين. ولا تقولوا لمن يقتل في سبيل الله أموات بل أحياء ولكن لا تشعرون. ولنبلونكم بشيء من الخوف والجوع ونقص من الأموال والأنفس والثمرات وبشر الصابرين الذين إذا أصابتهم مصيبة قالوا إنا لله وإنا إليه راجعون. أولئك عليهم صلوات من ربهم ورحمة وأولئك هم المهتدون. صدق الله العظيم.
MashaAllah, Subhanallah, Hafiz Yusuf for that beautiful rendition of the verses from the Quran. Now, my brothers and friends, inshallah, we'll move on to the recital of Naat and Marsiya. So I'd like to call upon Muhammad Yusuf Ghani, inshallah, to come forward, inshallah, to render the first kalam. Muhammad Yusuf Ghani from Heidelberg.
السلام علیکم ورحمۃ اللہ وبرکاتہ. پڑھیے صلی اللہ علیہ یا رسول اللہ وسلم علیک یا حبیب اللہ صلی اللہ علیہ یا رسول اللہ وسلم علیک یا حبیب اللہ. لباس ہے پتا ہوا غبار میں عطا ہوا، لباس ہے پتا ہوا غبار میں عطا ہوا، تمام جسم نازنی چدا ہوا قطع ہوا. یہ کون ذی وقار ہے بلا کا شاہ سوار ہے، یہ کون ذی وقار ہے بلا کا شاہ سوار ہے، کہ ہے ہزار قاتلوں کے سامنے دتا ہوا. یہ بالیقین حسین ہے نبی کا نور عین ہے، حسین ہے حسین ہے نبی کا نور عین ہے، حسین ہے حسین ہے نبی کا نور عین ہے. یہ کون حق پرست میں رضائے مست ہے، کہ جس کے سامنے کوئی بلند ہے نہ پست ہے. ادھر ہزار گات ہے مگر عجیب بات ہے، ادھر ہزار گات ہے مگر عجیب بات ہے، کہ ایک سے ہزار کا بھی حوصلہ شکست ہے. یہ بالیقین حسین ہے نبی کا نور عین ہے، حسین ہے حسین ہے نبی کا نور عین ہے. لباس ہے پتا ہوا غبار میں عطا ہوا، تمام جسم نازنی چدا ہوا قطع ہوا. یہ کون ذی وقار ہے بلا کا شاہ سوار ہے، یہ کون ذی وقار ہے بلا کا شاہ سوار ہے، کہ ہے ہزار قاتلوں کے سامنے دتا ہوا. یہ بالیقین حسین ہے نبی کا نور عین ہے، حسین ہے حسین ہے نبی کا نور عین ہے. دلاوری میں فرد ہے بداہی شیر مرد ہے، کہ جس کے دبدبے سے رنگ دشمنوں کا زرد ہے. حبیب مصطفیٰ ہے یہ مجاہد خدا ہے یہ، حبیب مصطفیٰ ہے یہ مجاہد خدا ہے یہ. جبھی تو اس کے سامنے یہ فوج گرد گرد ہے. یہ بالیقین حسین ہے نبی کا نور عین ہے، حسین ہے حسین ہے نبی کا نور عین ہے. لباس ہے پتا ہوا غبار میں عطا ہوا، تمام جسم نازنی چدا ہوا قطع ہوا. یہ کون ذی وقار ہے بلا کا شاہ سوار ہے، یہ کون ذی وقار ہے، بلا کا شاہ سوار ہے، کہ ہے ہزار قاتلوں کے سامنے دتا ہوا، یہ بالیقین حسین ہے، نبی کا نور عین ہے، حسین ہے، حسین ہے، نبی کا نور عین ہے، حسین ہے، حسین ہے، نبی کا نور عین ہے۔
MashaAllah, subhanallah, Muhammad Yusuf Kani, beautiful mankabat in the shan of Hazrat Sayyidina Imam Hussein radiyallahu ta'ala anhu. Inshallah, for the next kalam, would like to call upon, as per the request from many of our musallis, he recited yesterday so melodiously, so beautifully. I would like to call upon Hafiz Mahbub Sahib, inshallah, to please come and he must recite for us, inshallah.
السلام علیکم ورحمۃ اللہ تعالی وبرکاتہ۔ عقیدت و محبت کے ساتھ بارگاہ رسالت میں درود شریف کا نذرانہ پیش کریں۔ اللہم صلی علی سیدنا مولانا محمد وعلی آل سیدنا مولانا محمد وبارک وسلم صلی علیہ صلاۃ و سلام علیک یا رسول اللہ۔ ہمارا اصول ہوتا ہے ہم اہل سنت والجماعت کا کہ قرأت کے بعد حمد، حمد کے بعد نعت، نعت کے بعد پھر آخر میں سلام۔ دو ہی اشعار امام عشق و محبت کے، صرف دو اشعار نعت کے طور پر۔ واہ کیا جود و کرم ہے شہ بطحا تیرا، واہ کیا جود و کرم ہے شہ بطحا تیرا، نہیں سنتا ہی نہیں مانگنے والا تیرا، وہ کیا جود و کرم۔ اب جو سلام پیش کرنے جا رہا ہوں اس میں اگر ساتھ دو گے تو بڑا لطف آئے گا۔ درود پاک پڑھ لیں۔ اللہم صلی علی سیدنا مولانا محمد وعلی آل سیدنا مولانا محمد وبارک وسلم صلاۃ و سلام علیک یا رسول اللہ صلی اللہ علیہ وسلم۔ میرے حسین تجھے سلام، میرے حسین تجھے سلام، السلام السلام یا حسین، کر لیا نوش جس نے شہادت کا جام، اس حسین ابن حیدر پہ لاکھوں سلام، میرے حسین تجھے سلام، میرے حسین تجھے سلام، السلام یا حسین السلام، جس کو بیٹھے بٹھائے ستایا گیا، جس کو دھوکے سے کوفے بلایا گیا، جس کو بیٹھے بٹھائے ستایا گیا، جس کو دھوکے سے کوفے بلایا گیا، جس کی گردن پہ خنجر چلایا گیا، جس کے بچوں کو پیاسا رلایا گیا، اس حسین ابن حیدر پہ لاکھوں سلام، میرے حسین تجھے سلام، میرے حسین تجھے سلام، السلام السلام، جس کا جنت سے جوڑا منگایا گیا، جس کو دوش نبی پر بٹھایا گیا، جس کا جنت سے جوڑا منگایا گیا، جس کو دوش نبی پر بٹھایا گیا، زہر بھائی کے جس کو پلایا گیا، جس کو تیروں سے چلنی کرایا گیا، اس حسین ابن حیدر پہ لاکھوں سلام، میرے حسین تجھے سلام، میرے حسین تجھے سلام، السلام یا حسین، السلام یا حسین، جس نے حق کربلا میں ادا کر دیا، اپنے نانا کا وعدہ وفا کر دیا، جس نے حق کربلا میں ادا کر دیا، اپنے نانا کا وعدہ وفا کر دیا، سب کچھ امت کی خاطر فدا کر دیا، گھر کا گھر ہی سپرد خدا کر دیا، اس حسین ابن حیدر پہ لاکھوں سلام، میرے حسین تجھے سلام، میرے حسین تجھے سلام، السلام السلام، کر چکا وہ حبیب اپنی حجت تمام، لے کے اللہ اور اس کے اپنے نانا کا نام، کر چکا وہ حبیب اپنی حجت تمام، لے کے اللہ اور اپنے نانا کا نام، کوفیوں کو سنایا خدا کا کلام، اور فدا ہو گیا شاہ عالی مقام، اس حسین ابن حیدر پہ لاکھوں سلام، میرے حسین تجھے سلام، میرے حسین تجھے سلام، السلام یا حسین، السلام السلام یا حسین۔
ایک مرتبہ اور ایک وقت میرے حسین تجھے سلام۔
میرے حسین تجھے سلام، میرے حسین تجھے سلام، السلام یا حسین، السلام یا حسین، کر لیا نوش جس نے شہادت کا جام، اس حسین ابن حیدر پہ لاکھوں سلام، میرے حسین تجھے سلام، میرے حسین تجھے سلام، السلام یا حسین، السلام یا حسین۔ ایک ہی شعر پڑھتا ہوں آخری کا، کر چکا وہ حبیب اپنی حجت تمام، لے کے اللہ اور اپنے نانا کا نام، کوفیوں کو سنایا خدا کا کلام، اور فدا ہو گیا تھا شاہ عالی مقام اس حسین ابن حیدر پہ لاکھوں سلام میرے حسین تجھے سلام میرے حسین تجھے سلام السلام یا حسین السلام یا حسین السلام علیکم
MashaAllah, Subhanallah, Hafiz Mahbub. Inshallah, we will also recite Salatul Islam, ask him to recite, Mawar Tawfiq will recite, inshallah. Both beautiful, beautiful kalam, alhamdulillah. A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim, bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Please read Durood Sharif, sallallahu alayka ya Rasul وسلم عليك يا سید کربلا میں وعدے نبھا دیے ہیں سید کربلا میں وعدے نبھا دیے ہیں دین محمدی کے گلشن کھلا دیے ہیں سید نے کربلا میں وعدے نبھا دیے ہیں بولے حسین مولا تیری رضا کی خاطر بولے حسین مولا تیری رضا کی خاطر ایک ایک کر کے میں نے ہیرے لوٹا دیے سید نے کربلا میں وعدے نبھا دیے سید نے کربلا میں وعدے نبھا دیے دین نبی پہ واری اکبر نے بھی جوانی دین نبی پہ واری اکبر نے بھی جوانی عباس نے بھی اپنے بازو کٹا دیے ہیں سید نے کربلا میں وعدے نبھا دیے ہیں اور زینب کے باغ میں بھی from the beautiful garden of Bibi Zainab زینب کے باغ میں بھی دو پھول تھے مہکتے زینب کے باغ میں بھی دو پھول تھے مہکتے زینب نے وہ بھی دونوں راہ خدا دیے ہیں سید نے کربلا میں وعدے نبھا دیے ہیں دین محمدی کے گلشن کھلا دیے Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. The poet says, कि शाह अस्त हुसैन बादशाह अस्त हुसैन दीन अस्त हुसैन दीन पना अस्त हुसैन सरदार आदाद दर दस्त यजीद और हक्का के बिना इला इलाहा अस्त हुसैन. Respected elders and friends, mothers and sisters, my topic for this evening, very quickly, it is not to give you a very lambi chori historical story, because many of you have read, many of you have heard, many of you have listened to the orators or the ulama or the mashayikh giving you the entire episodes or the entire scenario, what had happened at the plains of Karbala. And if we have to speak from the inception, from the time Sayyidina Imam Hussein and his Rufaqa left Medina Sharif until that time when the Mubarak Sars, when the people had placed the heads and hoisted the heads on the spears, we need like 3 hours to discuss it. And what will happen is that everybody say, oh, what a beautiful story, mashallah, go outside, eat niyaz, finished. But we want to take something here. We want to learn something. We want to achieve something. We want to understand something. And we want to take it back with us so that we can teach it to our children. So tonight, inshallah, my topic is, who is Hussein? Who is Hussein? And this question can be answered from various dimensions. And I chose, inshallah, that tonight we just discuss it, 1 or 2 points. And we also got to make dhikr. So inshallah, please bear with me. In order for us to understand and to quote Hadith Mubarakah about Sayyidina Imam Hussein radiallahu ta'ala anhu, we have to give some type of emphasis, some type of importance and connection to the parents of Imam Hussein. Let us discuss quickly some narration of the importance and the status that Allah has granted to the parents of Sayyidina Imam Hussein. And who are they? Hazrat Sayyidina Bibi Fatima al-Zahra radiyallahu ta'ala anha, and Hazrat Sayyidina Ali karramallahu wajhul kareem radiyallahu ta'ala anhu. Let us understand these personalities. There are many ahadith mubarakah. There are many narrations, authentic, mustanid narrations with regard to Sayyidina Ali and Bibi Fatima al-Zahra. Again, time is against us. But let me relate one important narration which some of the brothers say this was so beautiful, and some of the brothers that are not here will benefit from this narration. One day, Hazrat Sayyidina Bibi Fatima al-Zahra bimar hogi. She became sick. She became so sick that she was resting on the bistar, on the bed. Bibi Fatima al-Zahra radiyallahu ta'ala anha, she is that personality that used not to ask all the time and request all the time and trouble Sayyidina Ali for anything. She was such a personality that shouldn't ask and request and keep on troubling Sayyidina Ali. But this time, Sayyidina Ali, when he said, seen Bibi Fatima al-Zahra, कि मेरी Bibi Fatima बीमार है, let me go and ask her, does she need anything? Does she require anything? Does she, in the state of sickness, maybe she wants to have something, she wants to eat something. So Sayyidina Ali karramallahu wajhul kareem, he goes to Hazrat Bibi Fatima al-Zahra radiyallahu ta'ala anha, and he asks her, oh Fatima, do you want to eat something? Can I get something for you? What do you like? And Hazrat Bibi Fatima al-Zahra radiyallahu ta'ala anha, she said, I would like to eat a pomegranate. I would like to eat a pomegranate. We say in Urdu, anar. Anar. She wanted to eat one anar. So Hazrat Ali Karramallahu Wajhul Kareem, he goes into the marketplace, and in his jab, in his pocket, Sayyidina Ali Karramallahu Wajhul Kareem, he has one single dinar in his pocket. He had one single dinar in his pocket. He goes and he looks for the anar, for the pomegranate, he finds it and he purchases that pomegranate for 1 dinar. And his intention, his niyat is to bring that pomegranate back to the house and give it to Bibi Fatima Az-Zahra. While he is on his way, Wapsi mein, to go back to the house, Hazrat Sayyidina Ali Karramallahu Wajhul Kareem, he sees a very poor man sitting on the side of the road. And this man, he seems outwardly to be very hungry. And this man has been looked like he's waiting for many, many days for something to eat. So Sayyidina Ali goes to him. And he asks him that, oh, stranger, what can we do for you? Why are you sitting on the roadside? Why do you look like this? And he says, what can I tell you? I haven't eaten for 5 days. 5 din maine kuch nahi khaya na piya. I am sitting on the roadside expecting someone to give me something, either to eat or some money, so I can buy something to fulfill my hunger and thirst. But nobody comes to me, nobody cares about me, nobody bothers about me, everybody walks away. And I haven't eaten for 5 days. When he hears this, Sayyidina Ali Karramallahu Wajhul Kareem takes out from the pocket the pomegranate, the anar. He just doesn't hand it to the poor man and he walks away. He goes and sits next to this person. And with his own hands, he feeds the poor person, the hungry man, from the pomegranate that he bought for Bibi Fatima. The pomegranate is finished. Hazrat Ali radiallahu ta'ala did not take a single piece from the pomegranate. Just remember that. He goes home and he's feeling guilty within himself. What does he tell Bibi Fatima? Because this was her desire, this was her wish, in that state of sickness, that Ali will bring something for me to eat. And when he gets into the house, there is that expression of a guilt that I did not fulfill the request of Fatima. I have not fulfilled the request that she had asked me for a pomegranate. And when she looks at Sayyidina Ali, Hazrat Bibi Fatima Az-Zahra is not an ordinary person. We have learned in our spiritual circle that Sayyidina Bibi Fatima Az-Zahra is Sultanul Fuqara. There are 7 Sultanul Fuqara, 7 Sultanul Fuqara. And Hazrat Bibi Fatima Az-Zahra, she occupies that maqam and station of being one of the Sultanul Fuqara. And when she looks at Sayyidina Ali, she tells him and she smiles and she says, hey, oh my husband, oh Ali, don't be bothered, don't be upset, don't feel amazed and guilty that you did not bring me a pomegranate. Oh Ali, you had fed a poor needy man at the roadside. Satisfying and fulfilling the hunger of a hungry person makes me more happy than eating the pomegranate myself. This is the parents of Sayyidina Imam Hussain radiallahu ta'ala anhu. If this is the parents, then I don't have to tell you about Rasul sallallahu alayhi wasallam, who is the grandfather of Sayyidina Imam Hussain. And if this is the grandfather, Sayyid Rasul sallallahu alayhi wasallam, which we all know, of his greatness and his generosity and his simplicity and his greatness And we have just heard one waqia about the parents, that my brothers and friends, what we can say about Imam Hussein radiallahu ta'ala. Huzur Akram sallallahu alayhi wasallam, as I said just now, they are a gharana, they are a family which is very generous. You have heard many speakers speak about the generosity of the Prophet ﷺ. My aim is not to speak about that. My aim is to let you know about the character and who Hussein is. And how generous is Imam Hussein. We all know only Imam Hussein went in the battlefield, he fought, he saved Islam, he persevered, he had sabr, he protected his salah and his family. That's all we know, some of us. But what about this angle, about the generosity of Sayyidina Imam Hussein? How many of us know? My brothers and friends, respected elders, history bears testimony to the fact that Sayyidina Imam Hussein in his lifetime performed 25 Hajj by foot. How many Hajj? 25 Hajj by foot. He was martyred on the battlefield at the age of 56 years, 5 months and 5 days. 56 years old, he performed over 25 Hajj. He used to read 10 paras of Quran per day. My brothers and friends, one day Sayyidina Imam Hussein, Imam Hassan and Hadrat Abdullah bin Jafar, they're on the road for Hajj. And they had a little horse. And they kept their belongings on this horse. Their food, their water supplies, some of the clothes, etc., etc. Because you're going for Hajj from Medina Sharif. And while they were going on this journey, for those that go from Medina to Makkah, knows it's about 5 to 6 hours with the car or the bus, whatever the case may be. This is a long journey. They're walking, they're on the horse, whatever the case may be. Halfway through the journey to come for Hajj, that little horse that was carrying their belongings, the food supplies, water supply, whatever the case may be, that horse for some reason lost its way. When they had come to a particular place, it vanished. Gum ho gaya, got lost. So obviously Sayyidina Imam Hassan, Imam Hussein and Abdullah ibn Jafar, they have to continue with their journey for Hajj. They didn't go back. They were continuing. So it was very hot, extremely hot. And they were thirsty and they were hungry. And they had so happened to see a small little shack. So Imam Hussein radiallahu ta'ala anhu tells his brother Hassan, let us go here and ask or inquire for something to eat, something to drink, because hungry, it's thirsty. And when you get to this particular shack, they see a very old lady. A very old lady, she seems to be very poor. And they go and make salams to her. And they ask, do you have anything for us to drink? We are musafirs. We are on our way for Hajj. And our horse, gum ho gaya, got lost. And we don't have any food, drink, etc., etc. Can you provide for us some water or something? That old lady, she was such a beautiful soul. She only looked at their faces and said, these are faces of nur, these are faces of light. How can I refuse them? She says, I don't have any water supplies here, but there is my goat. I will milk the goat, and I will give you or hand you the milk to drink. So she went and milked that one single goat she had, and she gave them goat's milk to drink. 3 of them drank. They had asked something to be eaten, something to eat. She says, I don't have any food supplies in this little place of mine. However, with such nurani faces, we will make zabah of this little goat. And if you can wait, I will prepare a meal for you. And they cut the little goat, they made zabah of it, she prepared the food, they ate the food. They were very happy with this lady. They gave her du'as, whatever you, and it says, "Ki Ammi Jan, we have to continue on our journey for Hajj. But ever you come to Medina, please come and visit us, because the favor that you had done upon us, we want to repay you. We want to repay that favor that you had done to us." So Imam Hassan, Imam Hussein, Hazrat Abdullah bin Jafar, they go for Hajj. In the evening, the husband comes home. The husband sees there's no water, there's no milk, there's no goat. Then she explains that these three personalities have come. They were just no ordinary personalities. They were musafir, but their faces were lit with nur and light. And she could not resist but help them, feed them, give them whatever to eat. And the husband carried on like this until such time that the poverty levels had increased too much, that the husband and wife, after a few months, had to leave that place and go to Medina. Now, my brothers and friends, respected elders, it is few months after the Hajj period, so Imam Hassan, Imam Hussein, Hazrat Abdullah bin Jafar, they in Medina. Just remember, after a few months, they in Medina, and these people come to Medina. While Imam Hassan is walking in the streets of Medina, Imam Hassan witnesses and he sees there is this old lady. He goes to her, makes salams to her. She's trying to see now, who are you? Imam Hassan says, you don't recognize me? Says, no, I don't recognize you. Imam Hassan says that we were on Hajj. You are the same person that assisted us and helped us for food, and you gave us drink, and you gave us milk, and you cut the goat. Says, oh yes, 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 yes. And she remembers. And then Imam Hassan asked them, you came to Medina. Says, because of poverty, we could not resist. We could not stay there anymore. We had to come. We got nothing with us, and we thought we will come to Medina Sharif, to the city of Medina, and see maybe we can start small little business or do something to improve our levels. When Imam Hassan heard this from this old lady, he told his khadim, come here, take this lady and her husband, go to the house, give her 1,000 goats and 1,000 dinars. 1,000 goats and 1,000 dinars. And after she has got that, take her to my brother. Who? Imam Hussein. So 1,000 goats. Can you imagine 1,000 goats and 1,000 dinars? After the Khadim did his work, he took it to Imam Hussein. He explained very well who's this lady according to Imam Hassan. Okay, you are the same person that helped us. You fed us. You gave us milk to drink from the same goat. He called his khadim and told his khadim, give her another 1,000 goats, another 1,000 dinars. And take them to my cousin, Abdullah ibn Jafar, and explain the situation. And when they went to Hazrat Abdullah ibn Jafar, the khadim explained the entire situation. And Abdullah ibn Jafar asked, how many goats did Imam Hassan give? How many Imam Hussein gave? How much dinars Imam Hassan gave? How much dinar Imam Hussein gave? And the Khadim says, Imam Hassan gave 1,000 goats and 1,000 dinars. Hussein gave 1,000 goats and 1,000 dinar. Hazrat Abdullah bin Jafar says, tell my Khadim, give her 2,000 goats and 2,000 dinars. She left Medina with 4,000 goats and 4,000 dinars. This is the generosity. This is the sakhawat of Ahl Bayt Rasul sallallahu alayhi wasallam. My brothers and friends, respected elders, we cannot look and talk about numbers in this day and age. But when we make the remembrance and we make the tazkirah, how much sawab and how much closeness and nearness can inshallah we earn by just mentioning their names and loving them. Huzur alayhi salatu wasalam said, we want to still answer the question that who is Hussein? Who is Hussein? Sarkari do Alam sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said, Hussein minni, Hussein is from me, wa ana min Hussein, and I am from Hussein. Ahabballahu man ahabba Hussein. Allah, He will love that person who loves Hussein. Imam Hussein radiallahu ta'ala anhu, as the Prophet says, Hussein is from me. We can all understand this, that if Sarkari do Alam sallallahu alayhi wa sallam is the Nana Jan, then he's Nawasa, then we can understand that closeness, that Sayyidina Imam Hussein, he is from Rasul sallallahu alayhi wasallam. Hussein minni, he is from me because of the bloodline relationship. But some people say, we don't understand when you say, Rasulullah sallallahu said, wa ana min Hussein, that I, Rasul sallallahu alayhi wasallam, I am from Hussein. That doesn't make sense to some people. So my brothers and friends, in order for it to make sense, we need some explanation. Small little explanation. You see, the masdar, the original, the source of everything is Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And the manifestation, the mazhar, is Imam Hussein. So my brothers and friends, respected elders, though Sayyidina Imam Hussein in physicality, he demonstrated enormous amount of sabr, though he demonstrated so much of perseverance, though he demonstrated in the physical outward formation of bravery and courage, lekin haqiqat, reality, it is the manifestation of the Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Some people still don't understand this. As far as the second part is concerned, beej, usko seed kehte hain Maulana Tawfiq, beej, a seed, mango seed example. You take a mango seed and put it in the earth, you cover it with soil, the sunlight, water comes, it sprouts, it germinates, the seed germinates, there are roots, then there is a plant that comes about, from the plant it becomes a tree, from the tree the leaves, etc., etc. And then from that tree, mango starts to comes out. Mangoes start to come out. The asal, the original, the source is the seed that made the stem, that made the roots, that made this entire leaves and branches of the tree. And then we got the fruit. When the mango becomes ripened, you take the mango out and you eat. What you left with? The seed. So this fruit is there, the seed is inside the mango. So the original was the seed. The outward is the mango, but in essence the seed is inside the mango. Sayyidina Imam Hussein radiallahu ta'ala, physically, he is that personality. But in essence, in reality, he is the manifestation and the mazhar of Kamal and Jamali Mustafa sallallahu alayhi wasallam. Having said that, dear brothers and friends, respected elders, we find that one day Sarkari do Alam sallallahu alayhi wasallam, when Sayyidina Imam Hussein is just a young child, Huzur alayhi salatu wasalam is leading the Jamaat in Salat al-Isha. And while he's leading Salat al-Isha, Sarkari do Alam sallallahu alayhi wasallam, he goes down in sajda. Imam Hussein is a small child, 4 or 5 years old. And he goes in the back of Rasul sallallahu alayhi wasallam, like all grandchildren, they want to go on the back of the grandfather to play. And he went on the back of the Rasul sallallahu alayhi wasallam. Remember, Sarkari is the Imam and there's Muqtadis behind him. Sarkari do Alam sallallahu alayhi wasallam did not get up from that position. Yani Huzur alayhi salatu wasallam ne sajda ko tol kiya. He made long, he extended the sajda. So there was one person, he put up his head to see what's going on. And he went back into sajda. He thought something happened to the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. It is normal that if you take so long in sajda, you might think there's something happened to the person. So that person thought, okay, something happened to the Prophet ﷺ. Maazallah, he thought maybe Wisal ho gaya. Or he thought perhaps maybe he's getting wahi. But Rasul Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam for a very long period of time, he was in that state of sajda. And only when Imam Hussein came out of the back shoulder of Rasul Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam did he come out of that position. And what happens? If somebody is sitting here and saying, Moulana, but you know what? If you extend a rukun for a very long time, more than 3 times Subhana Rabbiyal Ala, what you have to do, you have to make sajda saw. Lekin the namaz of the Prophet ﷺ and our namaz is not the same. Huzur alayhi salatu wasalam, after Sayyidina Imam Hussein comes from his back, Sayyidina Rasul sallallahu alayhi wasallam makes salam on either side. And he finishes the salam. So he never performed sajda saw. Neither the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wasallam repeated his salah for the Sahaba Ikram, because this salah was not an ordinary salah. And the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam extended, I'm using the word extended, the sajda, because while he was in the state of salah, and salah is for Allah, your entire focus, your entire view, your entire everything must be for Allah. Though the Prophet ﷺ was in the state of sajda, and the state of sajda is the most qurb and the most dear and near state that you have with your Lord. When you're in the state of sajda, the entire namaz you read, that's why some people, we think and we ask you people, why are you making sajda so quickly? What is there to make sajda so quickly? Connect to your Lord in sajda. The Prophet ﷺ, he was in sajda, and that position is a position which brings you very close and near to your Lord. Though the Prophet ﷺ was in sajda, my dear brothers and respected elders, the Prophet ﷺ was qurb ilahi, lekin at the same time, Rasulullah ﷺ, he knew that Hussein is at my back. He knew Hussein was at his back. Khayal is that Hussein is on my back. Therefore, he did not come out of sajda. Because if it came out of sajda, Hussein being on his back, Hussein would have fallen down and got injured. So Rasulullah extended that sajda, lengthened that sajda so that Hussein can come out and he will not fall. And there's a point here. There's a point that we need to learn from here. That some people say that huzur ka khayal namaz mein namaz nahi hoti. That to have the khayal and the thought of Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam, your namaz will not be acceptable. What we learned here in this discussion, that Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam in his namaz, he has the khayal of an ummati. When the khayal of the ummati does not break one salah of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, then how can an ummati who makes the khayal of Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam, how can such salah be broken? In fact, some scholars believe to say that without the khayal, without the thought of Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam in your salah is not acceptable. Your salah is not valid. So my brothers and friends, Sayyidina Imam Hussein radiyallahu ta'ala anhu, with his rufaqa, with his family members, goes to the plains of Karbala. And we all know that incident that when he confronts the army of Yazid, 22,000 of them. Imagine, one person giving a speech and he reminds them and he tells them, I am that Hussein. I am that Hussein whom my grandfather Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam has said, Al-Hasan wal-Hussein Sayyida Shababi Ahlil Jannah, that they are the leaders of the youth in paradise. I am that Hussein whose Nana Jan, the kalima you recite. I am that Hussein. He tried to talk to them. He tried to make them understand. that I am that Hussein who my mother's name is Fatima, who my father's name is Ali, who my brother's name is Hassan. And he tried to explain to them once again and bring them to the state of understanding. But alas, their hearts had been sealed, had been closed. They were in darkness, my dear brothers, friends, and respected elders. So much of darkness that Shimr bin Joshan, he stands up and says, we have not come to listen to your lectures. You take the breath of Yazid or fight. And Sayyidina Imam Hussein radiallahu anhu very with valor, with courage, with strength, having Zulfiqar in one hand, demonstrated the power of the Haydari spirit in him, and many people he sent to Jahannam. In single combats, Sayyidina Imam Hussein demonstrated such valor, such courage, such power, in spite of 3 days and 3 nights not having a drop of water, a morsel of food in his body. In spite of him seeing that each one of the roses of the garden of Bibi Fatima had been cut and shredded in pieces in front of him. In spite of him seeing that 6-month-old Ali Asgar, whose tongue had been protruding out because the 6-month-old baby had been crying continuously because the baby was hungry and thirsty, that one of the soldiers had penetrated one arrow directly into the throat of Imam Ali Asgar. In spite of seeing all this, Sayyidina Imam Hussein radiallahu ta'ala fought so bravely, so courageously, that historians have written that he was killing, he was bringing the guys down, he was killing them. And when it was a time for the azan, he just stopped with Zulfiqar in the air. And obviously, when it's the time for salah, Sayyidina Imam Hussein radiallahu ta'ala gets off his horse. And when the enemy sees this, they take this opportunity that no more single combats, but now you fire arrows from 4 sides. From 4 sides. So from 4 sides, they started to fire the arrows into the blessed body of Sayyidina Imam Hussein radiallahu ta'ala anhu. And when this happens, my brothers and friends, many arrows penetrate his sacred blessed body. His sacred blessed body, many arrows are embedded into his body until such time that one arrow hits that forehead of Sayyidina Imam Hussein radiallahu ta'ala. And that's forehead in which the Prophet ﷺ used to kiss. Huzur alayhi salatu wasalam usi jagah chumte the. And it is that position where an arrow goes into the sacred head of Sayyidina Imam Hussein radiallahu ta'ala. In that position of receiving 121 arrow wounds in his body, 40 sword cuts on his body, and 21 spears that is in his body, Sayyidina Imam Hussein tells the enemy as they draw closer and closer to him that, look, it is the time for salah. Let me perform my final sajda to my Lord. If there is any legacy, if there's any spiritual legacy that has been left by Sayyidina Imam Hussein, that we want to say that we love Hussein, that we follow Hussein, that we are in obedience to the grandson of Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam, then this legacy, no matter how many hardships you're going through, my brothers and friends, we are going through hardships, financial hardships in the country that we live in. Not only financial hardships, we are going through emotional hardships. Some brothers are going through spiritual hardships. But Sayyidina Imam Hussein gives a message to the entire world that if you are a lover of Hussein, if you are Husayniyat, you stand for Husayniyat, truthfulness, justice, then even in the hardships that you're going through, that you are enduring, in whatever hardships, Sayyidina Imam Hussein has given the world a lesson that do not abandon your salah even in front of a zalim, in front of a person that wants to take your life. And that is the time he performed his last sajda. Ya Allah, agar Hussein ka sajda kabul hai, to Nana Jaan ke ummat ko bakhsh de. This was his dua. My brothers and friends, respected elders, they were not really happy because they needed to do more. And that is another situation, or that's another story for another day. But I would like to end off by saying that in this day and age, when we listen to what's happening in Sweden and what we have learned about the burning of the Quran, and we're hearing all these incidences where there is derogatory and the burning of the Quran and this and that that's taking place, then we also connect to this incident, and we should not lose sight that when the blessed head of Imam Hussein is on a spear that is hoisted in the air, and the group of the Ahl Bayt, they are taken and paraded in the streets of Damascus. And for those who have been to Damascus, Syria, you know very well how the street of Damascus looks. And these heads, the Mubarak heads of the Ahl Bayt, is on the spears and hoisted right up and walking through the marketplace. And when this takes place, one of the people in the marketplace, they are reading Surah Kahf. And when they come to this particular point of Surah Kahf, أَمْ حَسِبْتَ أَنَّ أَصْحَابَ الْكَهْفِ وَالرَّقِيمِ كَانُوا مِنْ آيَاتِنَا عَجَبًا. It is a verse of Surah. Moulana is here, he's Hafiz Quran. أَمْ حَسِبْتَ أَنَّ أَصْحَابَ الْكَهْفِ وَالرَّقِيمِ كَانُوا مِنْ آيَاتِنَا عَجَبًا. The person is reading Quran, but hoisted on the spear is the blessed head of Sayyidina Imam Hussein radiyallahu ta'ala. And from his blessed lips, from his sacred lips, comes the word, and he says, Ajabu min ashabil kaf qatali wa hamali. More strange and wondrous sign than the people of the cave is my killing and the way they are parading with my head on the spears. Imagine from that the head which has been separated from the blessed body is speaking, and the head Mubarak of Sayyidina Imam Hussein identifies the verses of Surah Kahf. My brothers and friends, respected elders, what have we done? On the 10th night of Muharram, when he gathered his family, Sayyidina Imam Hussein, and when everybody is making salah, he is reading the verses of the Quran, ready to take and go into the battlefield the next morning on Yom Ashura. Sayyidina Imam Hussein, while the rest of the camp, they are lying down, they are resting because it's going to be a battle the next day. He, the grandson of the Rasul Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, he is presenting himself, and all he is doing to his Lord is reciting the verses of the Quran. What legacy has he left for the world? That even in that state, where you know it's a matter of life and death, where you know that there's going to be a war that is blood, that they are thirsty for our blood, he spends the night in the recital of Allah's Kalam. Is this the legacy we are following? My brothers, I leave that question to you. May this night, may this evening of discussing and sharing a few words that who is Hussein. And I have recited that poet where he says, Shah Aste Hussein Badshah, that certainly the king, he is Hussein. Certainly the king, he is Hussein. Badshah Hussein. And certainly the master, he is Hussein. Deen Aste Hussein, that definitely the religion is Hussein. Deen Pana Aste Hussein, the one who saved and protected this deen of Islam, he is Hussein. He gave his head, he sacrificed his head, not his hand, at the hands of Yazid and stamped Hussein with his own blood. La ilaha illallah Muhammadur Rasulullah wa ma alayna illa al-balagul mubin. My brothers and friends, respected elders, inshallah, tomorrow we will be having some nafil salas to commemorate the Yawm Ashura program, inshallah. Tomorrow is a very important day. Some brothers had kept fast today, mashallah. Those brothers who did not keep fast, you can still keep fast tomorrow, inshallah, as well as you can keep fast on Sunday. For those who have kept today, 9th of Muharram, you can keep tomorrow, 10th of Muharram. It is a very auspicious, it is a very significant, it is a very important day for us to involve ourselves with certain things, like some nafil namazes, inshallah. Engage in some nafil namazes, engage in dua Ashura. It is a dua that has been written and penned by the son of Imam Hussein, Hadrat Sayyid Zainul Abidin. And inshallah, if those who read this particular dua, inshallah, you will have the opportunity by Allah. It is His command, it is His power that you live another year. So tomorrow, inshallah, in our masjid here, we'll be having some nafil namazes. At 11 o'clock we start. We'll be having a short dhikr. After the dhikr, we're going to do the dua, like I mentioned, the dua for Ashura, dua Ashura, and salatu salam and dua, and then inshallah we will be making Zuhur salah. I mentioned that those that can fast, please fast. Also, try and go and purchase and buy some stuffs for the house or for your children. By buying on the day of Ashura, Yawm Ashura, something for the house, something for your children or your family, it will bring blessings, inshallah, for this entire year. Also, the Buzurganuddin and the Awliya Ikram have taught us that on this day of Ashura, if you can feed the poor people, be as charitable as you can, and if you can, go and feed the poor and needy people on this day. My brothers and friends, respected elders, in the name of the Ahl Bayt, in the name of the Shuhada Karbala, give out and taqseem and distribute to the poor and needy. For every dinar, for every rand, for every cent you spend, inshallah, it will be many, many rewards for you, inshallah, in the coming year and inshallah for the rest of your life. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us this opportunity that in this day of Ashura, we will not waste it. We will fast, we will make ibadah, we will spend on our family, we will give charity, and we'll do those good things, inshallah, so that we maximize and we will also benefit, inshallah, this day of Ashura. وَمَا عَلَيْنَا إِلَّا الْبَلَاغُ مُبِينٌ. Let us stand up for dhikr, inshallah. Let us stand for zikr, inshallah. And while we're standing up for zikr, my brothers and friends, on Sunday we also have a program here at the masjid, inshallah. And we will be having a personality from Pakistan. And he's coming after 10 years, inshallah. And his name is Hazrat Allama Moulana Kaukab Nurani Okadhi Sahib. Inshallah, he will be giving a lecture after Salatul Maghrib on Sunday, inshallah. And we want you to please join us, inshallah, for this mahfil, Zikr Ahl Bayt and mahfil Gyarwi Sharif, inshallah. This Sunday, after Salatul Maghrib, Niyaz Supper will also be served, inshallah, after the program, and tonight's program as well. After we finish with Zikr and Salatul Salam and Dua, inshallah, please proceed to the hall. And inshallah, there's Niyaz Supper for every one of you to partake. Jazakallah. Let us make dhikr now, inshallah. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد النبي الأمي وعلى وسلم اللهم صل على سيدنا
محمد النبي الأمي وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد النبي الأمي وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. All together, لا إله إلا الله 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 محمد رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. إلا الله 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 لا إله إلا الله محمد رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. يا داعين يا داعين يا داعين يا الله الله يا تعين يا تعين يا تعين يا الله يا رحمن يا رحمن يا الله يا رحيم يا رحيم يا رحيم الله يا كريم يا كريم يا كريم يا الله يا حنان يا حنان يا حنان يا الله يا منان يا منان يا منان يا الله يا ديان يا ديان يا ديان يا الله يا قدوس يا قدوس يا قدوس يا الله يا سلام يا سلام يا سلام الله يا الله يا الله يا الله يا الله الله يا الله يا الله يا الله يا الله الله يا الله يا الله يا الله يا الله الله يا الله يا الله يا الله يا الله الله يا الله يا الله يا الله يا الله الله يا الله يا الله يا الله يا الله الله يا الله يا الله يا الله يا الله الله يا الله يا الله يا الله يا الله الله يا الله يا الله يا الله يا الله الله يا الله يا الله يا الله يا الله الله يا الله يا الله يا الله يا الله الله يا الله يا الله يا الله يا الله الله يا الله يا الله يا الله يا الله الله يا الله يا الله يا الله يا الله الله يا الله يا الله يا الله يا الله الله يا الله يا الله يا الله يا الله الله يا الله يا الله يا الله يا الله الله يا الله يا الله يا الله يا الله الله يا الله يا الله يا الله يا الله لا إله إلا الله محمد رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا ومولانا محمد وبارك وسلم وصل عليه بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم all together Allah 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 Allah, 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 La ilaha illallah Muhammadur Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Astaghfirullah Rabbi min kulli dhanbin wa atubu ilayh. Astaghfirullah Rabbi min kulli dhanbin wa atubu ilayh. الله 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 الله